All right, hello and welcome to a session of Fit Essentials. My name is Shauna. I'll be guiding you through. We're gonna go ahead and come on down to the mat to start. We'll warm up our wrists and do some cat-cow breathing to get moving. Here we go. All right, so go ahead and just make your way down to all fours. As you come on down, we're gonna turn the palms down, rotate the fingers in towards your body. Spread those fingers nice and wide, draw your abdomen in, and then just gently lean back. You want to get a gentle stretch through the forearms. Got some bear crawls in the session today. Oh, thanks, Moose. And then we're going to turn the hands in so that those fingers interlace, and we're going to go some circular patterns here. Circle around. Oh, that will be fun, Moose. Okay, no. And then rotate the other direction. Circle the other way. Just like when people are here in person. I know you don't understand. Very good. Once you finish those, go ahead and come off the wrist, shake them out. Little mini circles here in the air. And then bring those back of the hands together. Draw the shoulders down out of the ears, and then draw those elbows down beside you. Get a nice stretch on the back side of the forearms. Very good. And then the palms together and raise the elbows up. Stretch in the opposite direction. And release there. All right, we're going to come back to all fours. We're going to go about 4 to 5 cycles of a cat-cow. Couple side stretches and child's position, and then we're going to get into our circuit of some midline work. So place the hands underneath those shoulders. Draw your midline in. When you're ready, you're going to start with a nice gentle exhale, breathing out through the mouth. Pull the chin in towards the chest, lower the head down, and raise your spine up between those shoulder blades. And then when you're ready to breathe in, a gentle arch. Soft arch, draw the shoulders back, lift the head. Good. 3 more times or so. Pushing through, breathing out. Gently arch. Draw the shoulders back, looking up. Do 2 more cycles there. I invite you to close those eyes, especially on that exhale. Lifting up, looking forward on the inhale. All right, after you finish that next cycle, toes together, knees divide, walk the hands out in front, and then drop straight back from here, lowering the head down. Breathe into the back and sides of your rib cage. You're trying to expand the lungs. Very good. Go ahead and come up just slightly. Walk your hands over to your right side. Take your left arm, reach nice and long. Square the hips the best you can and lower back from there. Get a nice stretch on the side of your body. Two to 3 times breathing there, and then we'll go same thing other side. Coming back up. Now you'll walk your hands over to your left side. Right arm reaches long. Again, square the hips best you can to the shoulders as you lower back, lowering that head down. And release from there. Great job. All right, we're going to make your way onto your side. We've got 3 rounds working some side planks, bear crawls in between sides, and glute bridge at the end of each series. We're going to be going for 45 seconds on these planks. So do the best you can. If you can go all 45, fantastic. Otherwise, I'll give you some time breaks as we move through. All right, we're going to come up in 5 seconds. Set that elbow just underneath the shoulder. Lengthen out the legs. And 2, 1. Here we go. Square those hips and shoulders. Draw that chin in, looking straight on. And breathing. So we can hold this regular plank. If you want to do some rotations, reaching that top arm underneath that bottom shoulder, keeping those hips elevated as you move. Breathing in as you reach under. Exhale as you draw back to center. Good. That's our 30-second mark. Our first of 3 rounds. Doing a little bit more endurance work for the midline this morning. Almost there. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. Come on down. We're gonna make our way into the bear crawl. So you're gonna come onto all fours. Fingers go nice and wide to support those wrists. When you're ready, the knees barely come off the ground. And then we're trying to balance like a small saucer plate on the low back as we move. So go ahead and begin when you're ready. Breathing as you move, couple steps forward, and then push through the heel of your hand as you go a few steps back. Breathing through. Once you know that movement, turn that gaze so you're looking straight down between the hands. Good, that's 30 seconds. 15 more. Great job. Almost there. And 3, 2, 1, and transition. We're going to go back to the side plank, this time on the opposite side. All right, moves. Make yourself comfortable. Make sure you set up that elbow well. So straight underneath the shoulders, lengthen out those legs. 2, 1, here we go. Hips and shoulders square. Holding for a couple breaths there. And then when you're ready, if you want to go into those rotations, top arm's going to reach underneath that bottom shoulder. Breathing in, and then gently exhale as you rotate up. Lifting up, hips stay high as you rotate. All right, and up and down. Keep it going there. Moose thinks I'm here to play with him. Here we go, buddy. That's your 30-second mark. 15 more. I'm gonna go get his bone as soon as we finish this set. Good, ladies. Reach up, rotate under, and 3, 2, 1, and rest. Come on down, come onto your low back. Before we jump into those glute bridges, and while I go grab Moose his little bone to distract him, go ahead and hug those legs in, rotate yourself side to side. Glute bridge is next. We'll start in about 30 seconds. There you go. All right, so the first set, we're gonna keep the feet on the ground. So make sure your shoulders are in a good position, drawing those shoulders back and down. Chin draws in, arms to the side. And when you're ready, starting those bridges, keep the legs driving wide, gently pull the chin in towards the chest. Exhale as you drive those hips up, lengthening through that low back. Inhale as you lower. Very good. On rounds 2 and 3, I'll give you the option to elevate the feet. We call them our hamstring curls. That's our 30-second time break. Going for a full 45 here. As you move through that time, you want to fire more and more of that tissue on the back of the body. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. Great job. We'll take 30 seconds. And then we'll be back to our plank. So if you want to loosen up that low back a bit more, hugging those legs in. Otherwise, we'll make our way around. We got 15 seconds. We'll be back to our first set. Set that elbow in a good position. Drawing it in, starting in 5. And 3, 2, 1. Come on up. On this set, if you want to add a variation to it, we can do a side plank dip. For the dip, you're going to simply lower the hips back to the ground and lift them back up. So nice and controlled, you lower the hips down and raise the hips up. Very nice. Every once in a while, this will be a little bit uncomfortable on the low back if you're stiff in that side body. So if you feel any tension there, just stay in that regular position. Or you can always go back to the rotations we did. That's 30 seconds. Continue to really focus to lift up out of that downside shoulder. Sometimes there's that tendency to kind of collapse into the shoulder as you're doing these dips. 45 and 2, 1, and rest. Great work. Bear crawl, round 2, coming up next. Making your way to all fours. How far can you spread your thumb from the pinky? Draw that chin in, draw the abdomen in, knees barely come off the ground, and then when you're ready, starting our 45-second crawl. You're focused to lift the opposite hand and the opposite leg at the same time, all the while keeping that low back and midline nice and level. Good. So really tax the full body. Also a good brain exercise, getting that left and right side to move at the same time. Strong push to those arms. We're over 30 seconds in, 10 seconds left. Continue to breathe, avoid holding that breath. There you go, 2, 1, and rotate. Great job. Swing it around, side plank on your opposite arm. Into position, drawing that elbow in. Coming up in 2, 1, here we go. Establish that position first. Shoulders and hips in alignment. And then as we did on the first side, if you want to do those dips, lower the hip down, raise the hip up. Nice and controlled. Hip sinks down, hip lifts up. Try not to sink into the shoulder as you lower the hips down. Good. Very nice. We're well over halfway, coming up on our 30-second mark. That's 30. Whew. Let's hold it neutral all the way to the end in 45. And there's that 45. Great job. Swinging onto your back with the option if you'd like to elevate the feet. You can put them on the seat of the chair. I'm going to use the bench here. And then we'll use a little bit more of the hamstring activation than the glutes. Chin draws in. When you're ready, you'll push through the feet. If you're choosing to elevate, bridge the hips up, just like the glute bridge from there. Great exercise to relax the eyes. Try to relax all those small muscles of the eyes that work all day long. Focus on the breathing. Great job. The higher the hips get, the more length you'll get in the back of the neck. So continue to draw the chin in towards the chest when you raise up. Good, we're 30 seconds in, 15 seconds left. Couple more reps. The knees driving wide. Last 1, 2, 1, and rest. Fantastic. One more cycle through. We'll take 30 seconds. So if you need to give a little bit of love, loosening that low back a bit, you can rotate side to side. Make your way around. Last time through on side planks. If you want to do the third variation, I'm going to do the side plank clamshell this time from the knees, holding that top leg up the whole time through. So if you want to do the side plank clamshell, you can follow me. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So I hold this top leg up. I lift the hips straight up to the sky, and I think about bringing my hips to my belly button forward, bringing them back, lowering them down, up, forward, squeeze the glute, and down and rest. Very good. Breathing. Wonderful. Work on all kinds of accessory muscles here. Hips work in different positions, inner thighs are working. Definitely our obliques. Good. We're 35 seconds in, 10 seconds left. Nice and level. And 3, 2, 1, and transition. Great work. Back to our bear crawl. Final time through. Nice wide handprint. Draw that chin in. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Remember, knees barely off the ground. It's a low crawl. Breathing as you move. Looks great. Few steps forward, few steps back. Just find that rhythm. Eyes look straight down. That's 25 seconds. We have 20 seconds left for that full 45. Continue to grip those fingers as well. You'll feel the arch of the hand lift up, and that gives strong support to the wrist. Good. 5 seconds. And 2, 1, and rest. Wonderful. Final side plank. You're gonna follow in with the clamshells on the second side. Remember, the knees are bent, elbows still stacked right underneath that shoulder. Lift that top leg and hold it there. When you're ready, coming straight up with the hips and then forward with the hips. Hips go back, hips go down with the leg up throughout. Nice. Up, forward, back, and down. Strong support out of that downside shoulder. Woo. 30 seconds done, 15 seconds left. Really nice. One more, forward, back, down, and rest. All right, and the glute bridge is left. Option to elevate the feet once again. It lasts very long on that. All right, getting ready. And 3, 2, 1, here we go. Final 45 seconds on that bridge. Lift them on up. Remember to keep that length in that low back. So trying to lengthen through the spine as you raise the hips up, drawing that chin in towards the chest. Nice work. Feeling those hamstrings fire in the back of the thighs. Great work. That's 30 seconds, 15 more. Squeeze the glutes as you open those hips. And down, let's go. 2 more reps. Lift and open, down and rest, and final time. Up, down, and all done there. Fantastic. Go ahead and hug both legs in. Give yourself a little rock out here. Loosen up that low back side to side. And then we'll take that into our 2-knee twist. Arms out to the side. Keep those legs together. Turn the head the opposite direction of which you bring the legs. And then back across. Second time, we'll go twice on each side. Okay, Moose. And then rotating. Oh, wonderful. And back. Great job. Once you finish that, go ahead and roll over on your stomach. We're gonna do a couple press-ups, kind of lengthen the front side of the body. So you're gonna place the hands just underneath the shoulders. Don't you crawl on top of me. Engage those glutes, long spine. As you lift up, draw the shoulders back, and then gradually lower on down. About 3 times here. Avoiding any kind of pinching into that low back. Very nice. Once you finish those, we'll go a few scorpions. You're going to splay your hands out to the side. Lift. If you're going to go to the right side first, lift your left leg and bend that knee, engage the glute as you bring that leg across, and then walk the hand of that right arm out. So you can kind of get a nice chest opener as well as the front of the hip. Very good. And then when you're ready, same thing on the opposite side. So I'll crawl that finger across. My left arm this time, reaching, bending my right leg, bringing it across, inviting the front of that hip to open. Very nice. Let's go one more time on each side. As you crawl the right hand across, you can also place that left hand just underneath the shoulder as if you're going to do a push-up on that side, and then it gives a little bit more leverage to open through the chest. And bring it on back. Second time, second side. Remember to bring that hand in underneath the shoulder. Curl those fingers out, opening the chest in front of the hip. Very good. Once you balance yourself out on both sides, maybe just a momentary position into child's pose or modification of it to lengthen that low back. And then we're going to do a couple slow motion mountain climbers here to open up the hips before we come up to the feet. So with the hands underneath the shoulders, you're going to try to step your left foot as close as you can to that left hand, looking to get that foot flat on the ground, shin vertical, and then you can gently rock yourself side to side here. Get a nice opening through the hips and inner thigh area of that trail leg. And then go ahead and switch legs. That foot steps back and then long step forward, trying to get that right foot as close to that right hand as you can. Shin vertical and then a gentle rock side to side. Very nice. Good. As you step that foot back, let's come into down dog. Lift those hips up, draw that chin to the chest, and then lengthen. A few pulses. I'll kind of rock forward. I'll rock back, guiding my heart towards my thighs. And then pedal out those heels. Lower one heel down and the other to loosen up the calves before we inch our way up to the feet. Good job. Nice and slow here. Inch your feet up, walk the hands in. And then once you come up, slow coming out of that toe touch position. Nice and smooth all the way up to standing. Great job. Go ahead and grab a drink once you get up there. All right. So for this next series, we're going to have 4 rounds. So the first round is going to be a little bit of a warm up. You're going to want to have a weight that you're comfortable to press up to overhead. And we're going to work with that weight for our good morning, our overhead press, and our squat if you'd like. But before we jump into that, let's go ahead and set the feet for that squatting position. Let's go between 3 and 5 air squats, sinking back, standing tall, feet stay planted, knees push wide. Great job. Fantastic. All righty, and then just a quick little shake out of the arms, side to side. And then we'll just do like a little overhead reach with a modified side stretch, reaching about 3 times each side, one hand on the hip, reaching up and over. Wonderful. All right, fantastic. So go ahead and pick up that relatively light dumbbell. Toes are going to point straight ahead. You're going to make sure you draw your midline in with a soft bend the knees. We're going to take the weight up and behind the head. So you're going to kind of bend the elbows. The weight's going to be just behind the head. We're going to be practicing a good morning on this first circuit. So for the soft bend the knees, draw the abdomen in. And when you're ready, long spine, bowing forward, squeeze the glutes, standing tall. We've got 20 seconds here, over and up. Very nice. Good job. Stacking those shoulders right over the hips. One more, over, stand and rest, bringing that weight out from behind the head, and then transition it into your non-dominant arm. I'm going to assume it's going to be the left arm for most. Draw the midline in, and then when you're ready, pushing straight up to overhead. 20 seconds here on this overhead press. Up and down. Good. You can keep those hips nice and level. Yep, could just be the camera angle as well. Halfway through. We're going to be doing some squatting in between arms. So Sharon was not squatting today. You can do a little bit of a march. Last overhead press and rest. All right, set the feet up just a hair wider. You can use that same weight if you'd like to hold a little bit of weight for the squats, just underneath the chin. And then when you're ready, 20 seconds of a squat, nice and smooth, down and up. Again, this is our first of 4 sets. Excellent. Heel stay planted, also pushing the big toe down. Full foot should be in contact with the ground. Last one. Very nice. From the squats, we're going to go back to that overhead press, this time in your dominant arm. Walk the feet in so they're pointing straight ahead. Chin in, and when you're ready, opposite arm, 20 seconds here. This is the last of the weightlifting of this circuit. Then we're going to have some blood flow work next. So once we finish this overhead press, set the weight down, kind of clear your mat. Engage those glutes as you press high. Last one, and rest. Great job. Set the weight down. We're going to have 20 seconds of each movement, starting with a march and punch. Bring those arms out to the side. When you're ready, lift the knees, lift the foot and toes, hands punch across. Exhale with that punch. Good. Nice job. Keeping those eyes up. Very good. And then we're going to go our behind the back, kind of reaching for the heels, behind the back cross crawl. Good. Moving well. Step jacks or jump jacks are next. 2, 1, and begin. Either step or a jump. Excellent. There you go. 10 seconds. 2, 1, and rest. Great job. And feel free to just do a little side step arm swing, shaking it out. In 30 seconds, we'll be back to the top. I'm gonna do one more circuit. So round 2, we're gonna stick with that good morning. On rounds 3 and 4, we'll transition to a deadlift. So either same or slightly heavier weight. If the behind the head position is uncomfortable, you can also hold the weight right in front of the chest. I like that behind the head because it opens up the upper body a bit more. Set the feet, draw the midline in, and here we go. Long spine. Squeeze the glutes. Second of 4 rounds. Practicing that bow forward, soft bend the knees, kind of feel those hamstrings lengthen. You tend to be flexible in those hamstrings. Don't go beyond 90 degrees. So when you're looking down at the ground, rest there. Good job. That's our 20. Non-dominant arm overhead press. Walk the feet in so the toes are pointing straight ahead. And here we go. Pressing it up. Point that elbow straight forward as you lower. Fire those glutes still. Kind of clench the glutes as you press high. Engage the quads. Good. Let's get one more. And rest. Excellent. Bringing it down. Readjust the feet as needed for our squats. 2, 1, and squatting. Knees push wide. Elbows up. Good job. You do like a farmer's march. There you go, Sharon. Excellent. Nice step, Jean. Good work, Kathy. One more here. And transition back to that overhead press in your strong side of your dominant arm. Draw the front of the ribs down, toes pointing straight on when you're ready. Straight up. Elbow points forward as you lower. Good. Try not to lean away from it, so stay tall. If you get to where you can't do the strict press, you can add that little dip and drive as needed. And rest. Great job. Set the weight out of the way. We go back to that march and punch or skip and punch. Getting ready for that blood flow piece. And begin. Knees up. You can add that little hop there. Legs should stay neutral, so we don't want to draw the knees across, but the arms go across the body. Good. I don't need my shoe here. And behind the back, cross crawl, reaching for that opposite heel. Stay down. Very good. 10 more seconds here. Step or jump jacks next. And there we go. 20 seconds. Nice work. Moving well this morning. Opening through the body, open those shoulders. And take that pause. Great job. We'll take 30 seconds. If you want to keep the body moving, you can do some lateral step overs. We're transitioning into our deadlifts for set 3 and 4. Hey, buddy, you need to stay down. You're on camera. Yeah, you're on camera. Go over there. All right, everybody, 15 seconds. So for that deadlift, you're going to bring the weight right between the legs, standing nice and tall. And 3, 2, 1, bowing forward. Squeeze the glutes as you stand. Down. Long spine. Nice smooth mechanics. Nice. Breathe in to lower, exhale as you stand. Last one, and rest. Switching up, grabbing that weight for the overhead press, non-dominant arm. Elbow forward, set the feet, here we go. Beautiful. It's our second to last cycle of this. Strong overhead position. You want to press it straight over the center of the head. Sometimes we tend to press laterally away from the head. Good. One more. Drive it high and rest. You can hang on to that weight. We've got squats in between arms. Slight toe out. Elbows up and forward. And here we go. Great tempo. Good job. Knees push wide, eyes stay up. You want to find a spot straight ahead to focus on. Last one. And transition to that dominant arm overhead press. Walk those feet back in a hair, toes pointing forward, chin in. When you're ready, drive that arm straight up, allowing that shoulder to elevate up towards the ear. Squeezing the back side of the body and the thighs as you push high. Good, let's go 2 more. And resting there. Great job. We're back to that blood flow portion. March and punch, hands to the side when you're ready. You can slow it down with the march or add that little hop. Make it a skip and punch. When the knees drive up, the feet lift up. Good job. Going to our behind the back cross crawl pattern. So really lifting up out of those hips. Woo, challenge that balance a little bit. Trying to grab onto that heel of the opposite foot. Excellent. Strong breathing, strong position, lifting up. Jump jacks will be next. And here we go. Step or jump. So step jacks, nice and simple. Or jump jacks. Woo! Good, 10 seconds. All the way through. This is the end of set 3, 2, 1. And take that rest. All right, great job. We got one more cycle through. Again, if you want to keep that blood flow going, making sure you're getting set up for your deadlifts. Then we'll start in 20 seconds. Or you can keep it moving with some lateral step overs here. Otherwise, we have one more time through this circuit. So grab the weights you want to use for the deadlift. We're going to start in 10 seconds. Making sure that midline is neutral. So the hips tend to rock forward. Draw it back and in. Soft bend the knees, long spine, and begin. Looking down as you bow forward, looking straight ahead as you stand tall. Excellent. Set it down right between the feet. One more. And rest. Great work. Back to the overhead press. Your non-dominant arm first, the side that gives you the most challenge. Elbow up and forward, ribs pulled down to the front, and begin. Hips stay nice and level. Whenever we have weight on one side of the body, there's that slight tendency to rotate through that torso. And 2, 1, transition, getting ready for our squats. Set the feet, or you can march. Eyes up, elbows up. Begin when you're ready. Excellent, keeping that depth. Strong through the midline, so you don't want to just kind of slouch the bottom. Keep those eyes up, keep that chest position strong. Last one. And getting back to that overhead press, your stronger side. Walk the feet in. You want the toes to point straight forward, chin drawn in. Here we go. Nice elevation up to overhead. Elevate through that shoulder. It gets that shoulder blade to move along that rib cage. Avoid that shoulder, frozen shoulder that tends to hassle people. Good, 1 or 2 more. Up. And transition. Great job. Clear your space. Final set of march and punch. Arms up to the side. Draw those shoulders back. And when you're ready. Good. Still working some of that cross crawl pattern. Crossing the butt, cross the midline. Keep those hands up about the level of the shoulders. Good. Transition to that behind the back cross crawl. Lift up to the midline as you grab for the heel. Nice, staying tall. Smooth. Let's go another 10 seconds here. We'll lengthen out just a hair on this final round. Great job. And step or jump jacks. 20 seconds till we rest. Great job on this circuit today, everybody. Final 10 seconds. This is ready to play. Woo! 3, 2, 1, and there's our rest. Woo! Great job. Walk it out. Grab a drink. All right, let's go ahead and stretch the quads. We've got one more circuit. We're going to utilize, if you have a long band in this next piece. So let's practice a little bit of balance when we're tired here. Lifting up on one leg, grabbing the foot, pulling that heel towards the glute. Very nice. 5 more seconds. In between legs, we're going to do our behind the back stretch with forward fold. Go ahead and release that foot. Take note of which side you're stretching. Long or wide base stance rather. Soft bend the knees. Interlace those hands behind you. Keep the ribs tucked down as you pull those arms back. And then with those soft bend the knees, long spine, draw the chin in. Kind of let the head be a little heavy here. Lengthening through that neck. Breathing into the back. On that next inhale, come back up, release the hands, and then we'll go quad stretch on the opposite side. So draw it up and in, establish that balance, and grab your foot. Moose. Hey, leave that lilac bush alone. Good. Soft bend the knees, looking straight on. Good job, almost there. And release that foot. All right, great job. We're not working for time on this next set. We're working for movement. If you do have like a broomstick or a PVC, our first movement, just gonna be 5 reps here, nice and smooth. It's a good opener for the torso. We'll squat down and then we'll raise up to overhead. If you didn't bring, I didn't really note to bring that. So you can also use your band here, lengthen out the band. You can bring the band behind your neck, squatting down and raising up to overhead. So just positioning the weight or the object behind the back, and that's gonna broaden your chest a little bit. So we'll use the band together because that looks like what everybody has here. So set the feet for that squatting position, and then Sharon, without the squat, you can just practice that overhead reach, opening those shoulders. Otherwise, we're gonna go 5 reps, nice and smooth, squatting down, establishing that depth, and then raising those arms up to overhead. Down, lift, elevate through those shoulders. Good, knees push out. Draw those elbows back as you sink down. A little harder to stay tall. After 5, rest, set the band down. And now we're gonna pick up a dumbbell or whatever you have for your free weights. And we're gonna be going 10 bent over rows on each arm. So start on your non-dominant side. Opposite leg's gonna step forward. Kind of Good. Kneel down on that forearm, chin in, and just on your own, when you're ready, 10 reps. Up and pause, reaching forward. Elbow nice and high. Great job. Yep. Draw that chin in, looking straight down that front foot. Great job. After you finish 10 on that side, you can set the weight down, come on up, switching sides. Same thing on your opposite arm. You're gonna do this 3 times through more than likely, checking the time. And then 10 on this side. Good. Really drawing that elbow as high as you can to the sky, keeping the shoulder down out of the ears. After you finish those 10 reps, you can set the weight down, clear your space. We're going to come down onto our back next for some tuck-ups, working the lower abdomen. So I'll come on down and show you first. We're going to start. I'm going to recommend the knees bent on this first series. You're going to lift the hips up, lower the feet down nice and slow, looking not to arch. So if you feel like the back's going to start to arch, the hips are going to start to roll away, raise those knees back up first. We're going for about 15 reps here. Great time to relax those eyes closed and then just feel the body support that lower spine. That lower core, lower abs are working, not to let those hips rock forward. Check in with your head position. I found my neck fairly well extended, so lift the head, draw that chin in as you're moving here. Fantastic. As you finish your reps there, we're going to make our way back up. And this is when we're going to go back to the band. We're going to do some standing bicep curls. So grab the end of your band. You'll stand on your band, either with 1 or 2 feet, and then just holding the ends. You're simply going to curl the hands, holding the hands towards your shoulders for about 20 reps here. This is the end of the circuit. We'll do it twice more after this. Good. Fire up those biceps a little bit. Good. Still engaging the midline, squeezing the glutes and thighs. Nice work. Whew. All right. Once you finish your 20, shake it out. Then we're going to go back to those behind the back, behind the neck thrusters. You can also use the band if you want to open the shoulders first before we go right into it. So I'm just kind of pulling the band back behind without arching. Open up that upper body. And then when you're ready, we'll set the feet in that squatting position. Look to bring that band down behind the neck. And then 5 reps here. Chest as tall as you can. It's going to be harder to keep that chest tall, holding that object behind the head. Lifting up. Very nice. 5 times there. And then the bent over row is next. 10 in each arm. Nice job. Long spine. You can, the lighter the weight, the slower you want to move, especially in the top. You can add that isometric hold, just squeezing it in for a moment and then reaching down, drawing it back up. Good. For 10, we'll switch sides. Same thing on the opposite side. Elbow nice and high. Exhale as you draw it up. Inhale as you reach forward. Good. All that mid-back work here. Want to build that strength for that shoulder girdle. So we don't have those rounded shoulders. You want to have that strong position as you stand or sit tall. After 10 there, we take it back to the mat for the tuck-ups. If you want a little bit more of a challenge on these, now you can straighten the legs. We call it a leg lowering abs with the leg straight, but it's still that same concept where you want to imagine you have like a little whoopee cushion or a small pillow underneath that low back, and you don't want to let the air out. So you can lower down, raise it up, only lower down until just before you feel like those hips are going to rotate away. The low back's going to start to arch, and then draw it back up from there. Roughly 15 times here. If it causes any discomfort in the low back with the legs straight, just bend the knees back down, shorten that lever, and that will take the strain off the lower spine. That breathing consistent. Good, a few more. Whew, great job. All right, bicep curls with the band, or if you have lighter weights that you would prefer to use for the bicep curls, you're always welcome to change it up and use some weights. I'm going to stick with the bands. Going for roughly about 20 reps here, but depending upon what you're utilizing, make that adjustment. Especially if you're holding light weights, keep those elbows in towards the side. If the elbows wing out, puts a little bit more strain on that upper body. And then fully extend those elbows too, all the way down before you pull back up. Nice. A few more. Great work. All right, we're going to go one more time through. I'm not going to take the time to open the shoulders. It's going to go straight into that behind the neck position, drawing those elbows back, keeping the ribs pulled down and in. And we're going to go 5, behind the back, squat, pushing up to overhead. So we're using this to open the chest, working on that range of motion. Still want to really focus to keep those heels planted, knees driving wide in that squat position. 1 or 2 more. Great job. And then bent over row 10 times each arm. Chin looking straight down, elbow draws nice and high. Reaching forward, squeeze that shoulder blade in towards the spine. Nice. Shoulder down out of the ear. After you finish your 10, switching sides. All right, last time on this second arm. Good job, ladies. All right, as we make our way down onto the back, if you want to continue to progress the movement, if you want to add the upper body into it, we can do what we call a hollow position, where you raise the arms up to overhead and you lift your body up, trying to make your body into like a little rowboat, and then rest down. Up and squeeze. Recommend starting with the knees bent, down and relax. About 15 times here. Draw that chin in. Breathing in as you lower down, exhale as you lift up. Make sure you draw the chin into the chest as well. Making your body into that hollow. So you shouldn't feel any arching in the low back as you lift up. Woo. Roughly 15 here, and then we'll finish with those bicep curls. Woohoo, really felt that one. All right, making the way up. Great job. On the band or with some light weights, palms facing forward. Up and into the chest, fully extending the elbows in the bottom. And then holding those elbows nice and tight to the sides. After you finish these 20, we'll do a cool down stretch. More. So engaging that lower body and the midline. Wonderful. Go ahead and finish your 20, and then if you want to lengthen out that band, and we'll do our shoulder openers. Down in front, drawing it back. There's that tendency to arch the back as you reach back. So keep the ribs down. You can add a little side bend with that band or stick up to overhead. Ah, that feels nice. Wonderful. And shake out that upper body. Once you finish opening those shoulders, we'll set the weight down. And then we're going to come into a lunge position and open up through the hips to finish. So let's see, if we're going to mirror each other, let's have you step your right foot forward. Step your left foot back. Keep those feet hip width apart. If you're comfortable to do so, go ahead and raise those arms up. Keep that chest tall and then nice and controlled. Front heel planted. Bring that back knee down to the floor. Great job. Then you're going to bring your right elbow, or whichever the leg is in front, on the inside of the knee. Gently slide down the shin. Hover by that instep. If this is an uncomfortable position, you could always use the block here as well on your instep to give you a little lift. And then we're going to do 3 reach backs on each arm. So start with the arm of the outer of the trail leg. Crawl the fingers underneath that front leg. And you're going to lift up out of that downside arm. Rotate, following that hand with the gaze 3 times here. Breathing in, walk that hand underneath that lead leg. And then lift up and exhale as you reach back. Follow that hand with the gaze. Yeah, it's a challenging one. Crawl it under. Be nice and patient as you open. Ah, good. And then we'll do the same thing on the opposite hand. That hand places down, crawl the fingers underneath that arm, lifting up and pivot here. Follow the hand with the gaze. Got a nice adjustment in my back on that one. Breathing in, crawl the hand under, lift up out of that downside arm as you follow that hand back. One more time. Great job. From here, you're going to just gently extend the front leg, kind of sitting back, going into like a little hurdler stretch here. Drawing the foot and toes back towards you. You'll feel it like a hamstring stretch. Sometimes I'll feel this side, I feel it in the back of my calf. Very nice. And then we're going to come forward. And we're going to switch sides. So if you're comfortable to do so, drive that front foot, go ahead and come back up out of that lunge. And we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So now if you are mirroring me, your left foot should be forward, right foot steps back. Raise those arms up to overhead, nice and controlled as you lower that trail knee down to the floor. Front shin stays vertical. Great job. Elbow on the inside of the knee. Hover down by your instep. And just take a moment here, about 3 cycles of breathing. Allow that outer hip to open. And then when you're ready, we'll start with the outside arm, crawling underneath that lead leg. Then you lift up, rotate back. Make sure you turn the head and neck as well. Breathing in, walk it under 3 times here. Great job. Once you finish your 3 on that side, now the inside hand curls underneath that outside arm. Slowly pivot back. Breathe in as you crawl under. Welcome. Make sure you come on to mute as you enter. Good to see you, Diane. 3 times here. Last time. And then when you're ready, we'll gently extend, sit back, extending that front leg. Drawing the foot and toes back towards you. All right, great session today, everybody. Go ahead and come out of that. I encourage you to take a little bit longer here on the floor. Maybe loosen up the hips, little child's position, down dog. You can roll onto your back. Whatever your body might be asking for this morning. Otherwise, great to see you here live. Hope you get to enjoy some beautiful fall weather wherever you are. Stay hydrated, and we'll see you soon.